And Veronica, you mentioned recently about I think in one of your pieces about how you're quite introverted, but you're also a public speaker. So how does that work? Like I'm also in a position where I can kind of turn on the extroversion whenever I need to, but I'm very, very much an introvert as well. So what's it like for you if you have to get up on a stage or in front of a screen or something like that and speak to one person or an entire crowd of people? How do you get yourself into that mode? How do you click into that?
Yeah, so actually, to give more context on that, yesterday, for example, I delivered a session on cultural agility for the UK government. So that
Wow.
was a huge thing for me. And
Mm,
so I did have to do a lot of work on the mindset to be ready. I know that a lot of writers are introverts. I think we do find our voice through writing. It's very comfortable. We don't need that stage and all of that. But what I realized, especially in my corporate career, is that I was really missing out by not by being an introvert, but by not putting myself out there like most extroverts would do.
mm,
And I felt that that was not fair, that I also had the skills, I also had the knowledge, the experience, and the voice. And it wasn't heard because I wasn't putting myself out there. So I think the first thing is convincing yourself that you have a voice that and a story to share that is worth sharing.
mm,
Problem is, as introverts, we prefer to stay behind the screen and write, and it feels very, very comfortable. And so the first thing was to really convince myself, okay, I have to put myself out there. And then I don't know if this can help other introverts, but what I realized is that speaking in public is actually not that different from writing in the sense that it's a different channel. It's really not that different. The same way that I'm writing and I'm sharing an idea and I'm expressing it with the world, I can do the same using a different channel. And I think as a writer, it's so powerful when you're able to use different channels like you're doing now, David. So you're just starting your podcast. So now you have one more avenue, you have one more channel of sending those same messages. So I really tell myself on how important it is and how effective it is to have one more platform. The other thing also is that I have to say that I find it easier to speak in public to 100 people than being in a room full of extroverts, sorry, where I'm trying to fight and I'm getting interrupted. And I actually find that hard. And that's what I have the most challenge with. In terms of speaking in public, I do think that if you do know your message, if you're prepared, if you're confident and you've done your mindset work, it's actually not that hard.
mm.